In the UK, there's a bowl for every surface for the Ensolite product. But overseas, I use the Tiger 2 and I use the Dreamline XG purely because I love the grip and the arc that the bowl takes, and that's what makes me one of the best players in the world.
The Traralgon Bowls Club. Amazing food for you and your family. Function rooms for celebrating with your friends. Corporate spaces for meetings and conferences. With special benefits for members. Visit us today at the Traralgon Bowls Club. More than just a bowls club.
The Morwell Bowling Club is your place for fun and food. Come and try bowls and make new friends. Have coffee or bring the family for lunch or dinner. The Morwell Bowling Club. Visit us today on Hazelwood Road.
Good evening and welcome back to the Traralgon Bowls Club. Hens Live Victorian Open 2025. We're getting to the business end now of the men's pairs all the way down to the quarter-final stages. Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN and Grant Catterick from Clayton up against the Heathmont pair of Finton McLOUGHLIN, who's leaning up for Stevie Webber. Glennie Soda-Soditis is going to join me for the first little while. Glennie, I would say on paper this would be a very close game of bowls, but I've been wrong before. How do we see it playing out?
I think you've nailed it there. It should be a close game. Draw focus, not necessarily massive shot players, but very reliable draw players. Finton and Steve both represented the Eastern Rangers side that was successful at the from getting promoted from the silver tier to the gold tier at this year's most recent Eastern Rangers Region Sides Championship. Of course, Grant Catterick, a staple piece of that Clayton Premier League side.
And Aidan representing Sandbelt as well. The region side's just gone as well. Start of the year. Both teams have come off big wins. In a sense, Aidan and Catters is probably the more impressive. Tony Chiavello and Ray Jansen, they've knocked them out 16 shots to 9. We saw how good they were in the earlier stream this morning. And Finton and Stevie have, what are they? And Glennie, they've dominated all tournament
throughout.
Yeah.
Round of 16 and 19-2 win over the Roberts boys from Maffra. 18-4 over Mark and Bo Simmons from Yarra Glen in the round of 32. 18-11 over Graham Spencer and Johnny O'Donnell. Good thanks.
Good thanks.
In their section, won those games 23-20, 26-7 and had a 13-all draw. To talk about the step beyond just their last win against Tony Chiavello and Ray Jansen. In the round of 32, they also knocked off a handy pairing of Colin Veenendaal and Rod Peterson, 14-9. So, some good scalps.
They did, and from all reports, Aidan's been on heat all day, leaning up for Catters, and opening end no exception, although he's just underplayed it. They're forced to change hands. Have a look at the track. So, opening end, 1 of 15 here, still rocking the 2.25 hour time limit. Dead ends to be replayed in this 3-bowl game of pairs. Finton on the back end here in 4 to arrive. The 3 quarterfinals all on the indoor. We'll get these ones live scored for you. Bring you updates on the stream, but if you're on the road and are looking for sort of some end-by-end updates, jump onto the Bowls Now app or into the results portal and step on the game you're after. Some good games, some interesting contests. Last stream's winners in Dean Curran and Thor Shannon up against Corey Davey and Luke Hoskin. Luke Hoskin's been playing some good bowls today so far. They've knocked out some good teams along the way. The winner of that will play the winner of this game. Then the bottom half of the draw, the Meetung boys, Attila and Kieran up against Tyson Cromie, Brett Marnie, who have been cruising all day as well, to be fair, Glennie. And then the bottom, the very bottom of the draw, it's going to be a good game over there on rink number 6. Adam Fitzgerald and Ash Beckwith from Middle Park, who were down early, end up getting over Steve Davey and Joel Anderson of Ballara. They play Nigel Malcolm and Andrew McFarland, who just snuck over the Trafalgar pair of Peter and Chris, yes?
Use his actual name. It's not Nigel Malcolm, it's Marley's dad.
Happy to roll with that. Very happy to roll with that.
She's earned the right to be the first named in that situation there nowadays. But no, he and Red have play everything together, really good mates, region events all the time, so no surprise that they've progressed well through a tournament like this with their camaraderie serving them well along the way.
Fair opening bowl by Catters on and 1 right behind the jack, so Clayton Guys holding 2 for now. See Stevie Webber just caught on that wide side on the back end. Catters has backed the weight right off here.
Interesting, the heads have dictated that Steve Webber plays that hand initially, and he did change Finton over to playing that side as well for his third bowl, but I'm not certain how much of the stream they may or may not have seen this week. Knowledge of this ditch hand being the one that players have generally favoured. Of course, there is a nice little shelving down there for them to work off as well.
No change. Catters just seeing if the jack can get all the way through here. Glennie, can you get past the 2 shot bowls?
I think it does, but you need to get... You don't need middle of jack. You need to get a little bit of a slice off it to clear that gap through.
Same hands, trying to clear his own. He's done that. Needs to run the whole way now.
I do like it, though. There's a chance there to, if you do spring it through there for 3 or 4 catches. Persists with the backhand, though. Tighter line. Yellow through blue works, or just run off the front of that for a couple.
Stevie Webber, thanks for coming. Gets the outside shelf
In the UK, there's a ball
back
for
down to
every
the jack.
surface for
How
the
many does he
Hensley
make?
product.
Already
Overseas, I use the
flicked
Tiger
2 out.
2
Have a look
and
at
I
the
use
third.
the
Fitton
Dreamline
likes of the
XG
3
purely
confirmed. Big
because I love the
conversion early
grip
on.
and
Glennie,
the
what a
arc
shot.
that the ball takes, and
What we
that's
like to
what
see. He had
makes me
2
one of
prior
the best
attempts
players
at
in
it.
the world.
On this indoor surface,
The
nice and
Terrelgan
reliable
Bowls Club.
hand, no
Amazing
wind,
food
nothing
for
like
you
that that
and
can
your
disrupt
family.
you.
Function rooms for
players
celebrating
will
with
get
your
that
friends.
if you
Corporate
give them 3
spaces
attempts
for
at it.
meetings
Jane
and
Roberts on
conferences
paddling
with
duty,
special
Judy
benefits for
Walton.
members. Visit us today at the
Bowler
Terrelgan Bowls
was,
Club. More than just a
they'll
bowls
get them going.
club.
Saying before,
The
having a
Moama
conversation.
Bowling
I
Club is-
think the 2 Heathmont boys, although obviously solid players at Clubland, would have. Pidgey puts the jack in the bin for 4 on the first end. Have had a breakthrough in some sort of tournament like this. Like they're not often, we don't really see
Not
them in a state
particularly.
champions week or anything like that. But we know the quality of them.
I think Finton might have gotten a stream in the singles last year from going fairly deep. Of course, Finton skips it in Heathmont's Premier Reserve side, so or both of the boys do actually, so there's plenty of talent out there. Premier Reserve side that played finals this year, finished 2nd on the ladder.
Big result, wasn't it?
Lost the opening final to MCC, and then were undone by the Fitzroy Victoria side in the prelim final.
Not ideal to be chopping and changing early on the lead. You see the last ball probably forced that. It's a good starter by Hayden again. So on the outside of Finton's bowl, it's going to get that and flick it in for... Still holding on. With pretty good speed on the last. Played a fair bowl here, Glenn. He just needs to run the trip now. You get right in behind the jack. That's good areas. Plenty of Stevie Boy to work with.
Never seen Aiden play before, but I like the way that he goes about it on the mat. Very uncomplicated, lovely tempo, gets the bowl away nicely.
Going to change things up here as well. Well, falls in behind the jack and flicks it for 1 down. So that's a bit how you're going, but a good shot nonetheless. It's a bit stiff.
Just a little bit.
You don't need the shot now, obviously. It's another one right in the head. It's good Good stuff.
It was a typical carpet result. You play really good weight and then the jack just moves 4 inches where you were hoping it would only go 2.
And of course, bronze medalist at the 2018 Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast in the men's pairs, representing Glennie. Do you have any idea?
No, not at all.
So the Cook Islands. So born in New Zealand, but was selected as part of the Cook Islands team for the 2018 Games.
Out of Rarotonga, no doubt.
Also competed in the triples and the fours at the most recent 22 Games. So no surprise to see him locked in and in the area. Opening couple of ends. This one's going to hang wide, and despite being one down, a nice shot on for Cattericks. Is it forehand or backhand underneath, you think, Lenny?
I like the backhand underneath. We've seen players staying on that ditch side all week long. Can turn Aiden up through it. Jack is a little bit protected by the blue bowls, but sure enough, he's playing the other side, trying to sit it clean.
Holding along a long way, getting down now.
It's a really nice pace.
On thereabouts, yep. Speed only has to go that far, and it stays for 2.
If he lands it that way, he might even make 3 out of it. Good looking bowl from Steve here.
It almost gets down and lock the yellow in. It's just past it.
Tell you what, these boys have found it early. Some very tight heads through these first couple of ends.
Glennie's getting up here in time.
I think it is, but he's just going to flick Aiden's
Oh,
bowl.
well, even if it flicked it down, made things interesting once again. Gee, good head. This is what we expected early. Solid on the draw by all 4. It's only end 2, mind you.
Fenton just calling Steve to play a little bit underneath the jack now. Can land in the 2 blue bowls. Add a second. With that jack being locked, it feels relatively safe.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, perfect draw pace.
Yeah, like on that track. Same track, just another foot. You get the shot bowl moving. One down, Grant Catterick after big time conversion by Stevie Webber to make a 3 on the opening end. And Catterick respond, doesn't mind it out the hand.
Can play a very good bowl here and be 1 down or 3 up.
Oh, well, he's given it a chance. He's given it a chance. Glennie, any contact, how's he going? Needs it up now, up. What a shot. Grant Catterick, Jack stage for a couple.
Definitely
looks
made
towards
2.
me. Yes,
Looking at
Catterick,
the
that's
third.
a good shot. Oh, it's pretty close. Sort of bowls are obviously both resting on the jack, so
Finding ways to safely extract them. To have a look at the third.
not a bad start to your men's quarterfinal. Both skips big time bowls with their last start us off, so they'll be on the board. Just having a look across the green early, so it was 2 on the first end to Tyson Cromie and
Look at the precision at which he's just pulled both of those shot bowls out.
And Summerhill, absolute star. Lukey Hoskin and Corey Davey, 1 on end number 1. And the opening end on the rink next door was actually killed by Aspect with his last bowl. So no score yet. Pitches put another jack in the ditch, just hasn't gone with it and is 1 down. Yeah, lucky, I think.
But won that first end with 2 shots. Turns out the yellow bowl.
What was that in the end, Glenn? I missed
Just
that.
the two shots.
Badge? Two badge.
And we're
Oh, that's okay.
lying at 3-2 after 2 ends.
Exactly what we expected. We've seen these guys in action all day. Their 4th game of the day. That's a lot of long bowls in one day, Glennis. A lot.
By the time they're done today, assuming that they play the duration, 60 ends of bowls, plus some roll-ups in there.
Plus some roll-ups, a few daddies along the way, you would have thought.
Yep. Of course, 3 bowl pairs. So, 180 bowls with that. Yeah, I really enjoy watching Aiden's tempo. Very little backswing, very much a push bowler.
That's how we do it. That's how the good players do it, mate. You know that.
I thought you said you weren't a good player, Sam.
Since when?
You've often said, I've asked you the question many a time before. All right, you're a good bowler, Sam. What would you be playing here? And you go, no, I'm not a good player.
Got good.
We can go back and...
Since our last game of commentary.
You got good.
Do we commentate last game?
Yes.
We
we
commentate
did.
at the start? Yeah.
But since
Shot
last
up.
time I asked you that question...
Oh, how's that for a result? Looks like it's going to be unlucky and turn it behind. It's rattled round behind the seam and it's now sticking out Jack Eye on the other side of the jack. Unreal.
Interesting that
Wow.
they're both playing the inside of this ring towards the rest of the green. It goes against the trend that we've seen across the rest of the week.
It has, but it hasn't deterred them. They're going all right, although on cue when this one misses Jack Eye and wide. Seen the majority of bowls finish coming back in this direction.
Right on cue, Finton with the hand change, just to make us look silly.
Yeah, somewhere thereabouts with good speed here as well, Glenny.
Turning hard down here. Is he going to
Hurry
get
up.
all the way to the jack? Just
well.
sliding under.
Oh,
no way.
falls back, it gets close. Look at the weight control. 6 bowls. Just about dead level.
Grant Catterick needing to change this because there is a nice little shot there for Steve Webber to sit the bowl or trailer jack for 3. That blue is looking a little lonely now that that head shape has changed. Good areas here from Grant. Not sure he's going to reach all the way down, but be a very handy second.
Or not.
I meant third there, Sam. That was my mistake.
Plenty of support coming in for the Monsters, Glenny. In the comments, Matty Weeks, Troy Crane, good afternoon to you, pal.
Up the Monsters.
Played this confidently and has opted to do that. Arriving late. No change.
If he halves that weight, he's home. Nice areas here to turn the black over through yellow. It'll only take a tickle to ensure it's on the blue. Just not quite the weight to flop that black all the way over.
Great spot either. It's come to a good spot for them.
Yeah.
Same weight, bowl tighter, half weight, same line, Glennie.
Yeah, Finton just indicating to halve the weight through from his previous. It went through about 10 feet. If he halves it to 5 past the jack, he could be home and host for 3 here.
On a high line for any speed, but coming now.
Dropping hard, does not want to get the yellow over the jack.
Now it was high for the yard on weight. He just had dead draw and ended up getting back down to the line.
Grant Catterick coming down to inspect. Fair call given how tight and congested everything is down there. High standard game early here at Traralgon Bowls Club.
What does he play, Glennie? One in a couple. Is it good angles for Stevie Webber to work with? Did he try and get past if he gets down for any jack movement?
I like what Aiden's just indicated there. Playing the backhand side. If he picks the hole between black and blue, gets to the yellow, he might drop back far enough. All about weight control here, but he's played a couple of good weights so far. Oh, sorry, it's the forehand side. We've got another left-hander. That's the third of the day. And I've not noticed a single one on end one of the game. Beautiful pace.
Oh, terrible spot. It's over the jack with soft weight. It's as good as he could have done, really.
Shot still on there, though, where if he can get through black and land the blue shot bowl, could be lying fourth, Sam. I think it's sitting at 3 seconds at the moment with the 2 yellows and the green in the middle of the 2 blacks. Can they sit the blue and stay? More aggressive pace. Knows they've got the deepest bowl. He is very close to the blue bowl.
Okay, bye.
Takes it clean.
Too much of a target.
3 shots.
Classy again. Not for the first time. All 3 ends being decided by the skip's last bowl. And that's 2 ends running in that direction, Glennie. Where Stevie Webber has turned down into 3 up. And that's the way it lies in this men's pairs quarter-final. 6-2 lead the way of Finton McLOUGHLIN and Stevie Webber after 3 of 15 ends around the grounds for industry both for your lives.
Absolutely.
Okay, charity partner, fire up. Stevie McFarlane and Marley's dad. They lead 5-0 after 2. Brett Marnie, Tyson Cromie 2-1 after 2. And Dean Curran, Thor Shannon 4-1 after 3 to date in the men's quarterfinals. This will be easy to work out what's going on with the jack right and the sun just creeping through the far corner here. That is a yellow bowl.
I thought we needed the swearing buzzer for a corner there, Sam. But then you said far corner. I had no idea what you were talking about for a moment there. It's only 5:30, still PG hours.
Just.
Probably the loosest start we've seen so far from the front too. Not bad bowls at all. Just testament to how good the heads have been to commence this game. Aiden ZITTERSTEIJN on a good-looking line here. Should drop hard to Jack. It's all down to weight, but he's just going to run through that little bit.
Yeah, slight changing length, just throwing the boys off weight more than anything.
Be interesting to see what Steve Webber plays here. He's been favouring the inside of the green so far, but throughout the week we've seen that ditch side used. He's got a nice little cradle of Finton's Bowl to play that ditch side if he chooses. But it is still a wide open draw. He's going to play that right-hander's forehand in towards the middle of the green. Catterick with nearly 2 feet to draw the shot. Needs to hurry over that seam line there.
Okay, Stevie's on the backhand. Clear road past the front with good speeds, enough to score.
Certainly an uncharacteristic end to what we've seen so far. Looks a good line. How's his weight? Can he clear that blue?
Miss, it's a touch-up. Well, clear road was probably even better than that.
Still a good number one, though. Grant Catterick having to navigate his own bowl now. Looks to be sliding underneath it. Gets a piece. Will be enough. Finton inspecting the head at the moment. Calling 5 feet on the last. If he finds the port, can sit the black bowl and make a number.
Tough shot.
Green up works as well.
Some nice attempts here, Glenna. Tell you what.
Green up works as
Through the shot
well.
bowl. Oh, through the gap and no result.
Still one to the ZITTERSTEIJN and Catterick combination.
Oh, that's brave.
With Catterick still having one in the hand.
Not far away here. Oh, Catters. I'll just add another one in and draw the shot to make it 2. That's nicely played. Stevie Webber, a little bit of an unfortunate result. And exchanging ends 1 here. 6-4 through 4. Strange little end, wasn't it, Glennie? But the opportunity presented itself once again for the Heathmont boys to make a number.
Can sometimes be those loose ends that create those best opportunities. Everyone being that little bit further away, that little bit spread out. All it takes is moving one bowl through a gap that does exist when the heads aren't as tight.
Davey and Luke Hoskin have picked up a 5 to retake the lead. 18-4, 5, I was going to say 5-4, 6-4 through 4 ends.
Should be an absolutely cracking contest. Luke Hoskin playing mega bowls at the moment. For anyone that saw the last stream,
Mega bowls.
thought was out of his mind. A couple of big scalps on the way for Luke today as well. Big win over Cam Keenan and Kevy Anderson to get them through to this stage.
cannot believe that both boys are still sticking with the opposite side here. And they're probably going okay for now, are they?
Yeah, playing very well. Last end was the only one that's been remotely loose, and even with that, it wasn't bad. Nice ball there from Finton. Just under a mat length past. Finton McLOUGHLIN with another nice bowl here. Falls over across the line. Interesting to see that Aiden's staying on that hand, given that that bowl will now be sticking out at Jack High and nicely available to land on if they choose. With good weight, the short bowl isn't really an issue.
Loose ends from Zitters in a row. And provides the opportunity for McLOUGHLIN to land another one on top of the jack here. And now that's the question again of Catters. He's just under here.
Pinch the line, doesn't want to get caught
Didn't
up
throw
on
it
that.
anyway. And gets into an annoying spot if Catters was thinking about a backhand draw for him. It has to be forehand now, doesn't it?
I think so.
Right on the way
He's
in.
got a blue bowl that you can just see the very edge of under the tee. Can swing through there, land the shot bowl, move the jack back towards that tee area. Josh zooming out just to make that a little bit clearer for us. You can see that bowl that we're talking about, Grant possibly playing to. Looks like he's going to play that backhand though. Try and find that track underneath Finton's last bowl. Around the blue bowl of Aiden. Just a little bit hot on the weight. Probably doesn't want to be losing his bowl to play that shot, Sam.
I think you're drawing the first one, like in the game of Pennant, you're still the second there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Saying that 3 bowl pairs does change that a little bit. You can have that go with the first and then have 2 attempts at drawing if need be. But what it does do is give Steve Webber a free hit to see if he can add another, tuck that jack around the corner and change the shape of the head and apply that pressure to Grant Catterick.
In the zone. Back down to the line now. That's a pretty fair shot. I wonder if Catters plays the same or tries to follow that down.
Looks like he is changing hands.
2 attempts at the draw. Looks wider. Thrown on the way in though.
Their own bowl on the running surface. It won't take a lot to move it up there.
Fall in. Well, helping get some second shot, I think. Yep. It's quite well played in the end. Positive draw here for Stephen.
Yeah, if you can nudge that jack 8 to 10 inches, can turn it into 3 or 4. Of course, if he hangs wide and lands the blue bowl, that could do the same thing.
Chances.
Just under on the weight.
That's what it was in the end. You reckon that was a good shot, Lucas? You're kidding yourself. 2 feet short, jack down the line for 4, could have landed the bowl for 4. That's why we don't invite you on commentary. It's all love. sort of. No, I'm only joking. Bombers are a good side, mate.
Grant Catterick trying to draw here. Around the
Probably
traffic.
okay speed to give it a chance off the wing bowls, wasn't it? But Stevie Webber last bowl, now is a big time chance to make something good happen again in this direction.
Finton's just asked him, do you see the bowl? And Steve asked him, yep, which hand?
What's the better hand, Glennie, for a runner here?
The golden rule is always drive away from danger.
Away from the head if they're already holding.
So you've got the shots there. Swing underneath on the forehand. Turned up the ringside mics and getting nothing from them. They're having that mid-ring conversation all of about 2.5 metres away from
do
it.
something. Cannot hear anything. That's where the mic is over there, isn't it? Right in the middle of the green.
We try. Right. Shaping up to play the backhand. Blue bowl. Clean 3. Hangs around 4. Steely focus in the eyes. Chosen to hang around weight.
Oh, big weight.
Needs to do a lot of turning there. Does not want to chip that black across. Safe miss.
Well, maybe half a missed opportunity. Still, they score. They pick up the one and with another end in that direction. And 7-4 through the opening third of this men's pairs quarterfinal.
And with that...
Nah, he doesn't want to be here. Go home. That's right, I'll sell him. We don't want you on anyway. Again, sticking with this side away from the ditch has been an uncommon theme through the first 4 days of streaming here at the Henslight Victorian Open. So the last couple ends of lead bowls have been quite on top of the jack as they were, although it was an extremely high standard in the first 2 or 3 ends, wasn't it?
Oh, it was unbelievable. Of course, perfect conditions here inside this Traralgon Indoor Centre.
Funny that.
Gust of wind.
Apart from the fact that it's pretty warm.
Yes. It's been a toasty one.
Water's required.
High quality H2O.
Score updates, quarterfinals time, the business end as we touched on. Far Rink is the other side of the draw, so they've got a battle on their hands, the Pigeon Tice. 3-2 after 4, they lead. Another end the way of Corey and Lukey Hoskin. 7-4 after 5, and then the other half of the draw. Team Mitcham, hot start. 9-zip is it, after 4. Fitzy and Ash Beckwith with work to do.
Absolutely. Of these 8
Shots.
teams left, Sammy, who's your pick? Obviously a few big names still left out there.
Yeah, it doesn't always work like that though, Glennie, does it?
That's why there's only a few of them left, Sam. It was upset galore this morning.
Correct. I still think Tyson Pidge hard to go past. Especially with the head they've got created over there. Fenton McLOUGHLIN is won the lead battle in the last few ends now, hasn't he? Despite not being right on top of it, but in good areas here.
and it's interesting how it's happened because it's not like there's been any major change in length or anything like that.
Not particularly.
No major tactical deviation between either of the sides. Steve Webber playing the forehand side into the middle of the green. No doubt just trying to break up those two blue bowls of Aiden ZITTERSTEIJN. A nice and open draw remains for Grant Catterick.
Shot. Tyson and Pidge on the cusp of picking up at least a 5 here. One bowl to play. It's over. What Catter's looking for here. This is not an easy shot.
With where Steve Webber's bowls finished on the line on the way in, probably relying on some weight and movement. Can sit the bowl, trailer jack through to the blue. Either option works. He's called clean.
Oh, well, he did, and stuck around.
Probably remains one to the yellow. Three and a half feet on his last is the call from Finton McLOUGHLIN.
All them on the way in, just needs the right contact.
Probably forces a hand change from Grant Catterick now, but there's a mega trail on for him. 4 shots available if he wants to play that side. Also looking at the drive, whether they can clear everything.
Can you just not draw on the forehand trailer jack?
That's what I mean. Ditch side of the ring, trailer jack, 2 feet, make 4, happy days.
Some on the way in. It's got to be go, sure.
If you land the black bowls and you miss either side of the jack, you still might do enough to just drop back in for one anyway. If you're underweight, you could just cold draw it. Big calls of red. Of course, Andrew McFarland, affectionately known as Red, in that Mitchum pairing, got a 9-zip lead and he's playing some bombs while down. It's a good way to go about it. Play good ones when you're already winning. Grant Catterick playing that ditch side as described. In the neighbourhood of the jack, just doesn't have the weight to get right through it.
Stops in time to draw this shot, as you say, Glennie. Multiple options and stops in time for one. Well played.
It's always a good plan. If you play slightly underweight on a shot like that, be very happy with accidentally drawing shot instead of getting the trail for the number.
Well, able to string back-to-back ends together in the first 6, 7-4 lead. Sherwin will be joining us. Goodbye.
And he's back. the one and only Bolsvik CEO, Tony Sherwell.
Yeah, thank goodness I'm the one and only. Wouldn't want more of me.
I can't say that, my boss might be listening.
Nah, I wouldn't listen to what he says anyway.
Any particular observations from what you've seen so far of this game, Tony?
Well, I think there's a comment earlier around it's not that often that you see two club mates getting this deep in a Vic Open. I reckon it happens every now and again, but I tell you what, they're playing well together, both sides.
Absolutely.
Nice compact heads, particularly heading back this way. A couple of ends ago, it was an absolute ripper.
In fact, if you look across the green, there's actually a few of those combinations. The rink right next door, same two Mitcham boys against two Middle Parkers. A couple of Meaton boys up the far end.
Nice to see. Also nice to see Maxi Kleinig in the Facebook comments saying are all the finals on this rink. There's a chance no, Maxi, only because if we play the semi and then the final, we'll move over a rink. So it remains to be seen, but when we do run the full schedule in here, it is 8 rinks, so we use this one, but every chance we'll move over half a rink or a full rink, depending on what it is. Generally, the full rinks play a little kinder. So.
But every one of the major event finals will be streamed.
Correct.
Of course, that's streaming provided by our wonderful streaming partners, Dandenong Club and Moama. Can't do it without them. Bringing you action every day from this Victorian Open.
Just a reminder, you can follow along all the live scores from quarterfinal action onwards. Jump into Bowls Link, pick the match you want. Follow along end by end scores.
Finton's been electing to play that inner side of the green so far, and that bowl of Aiden's just on that draw line has forced the switch from him here. Just run by on the weight a couple of times. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts here. He's indicating with his hand that he pictures something else. Be a conversation with he and Steve Webber here, I believe. Looking at swinging underneath on the backhand, see if he can plant the bowl through or get Jack clean. He's got the catches there.
Doesn't quite turn as much this hand away from the ditch.
He's in a decent area. Does not want to get fresh air though. Opens the draw back up.
Couple to the Clayton combination, the changeover. And a nice bumper crowd in here. The mezzanine level pretty much full. A lot of people particularly following their friends and club mates.
It's been great to see across the both knockout days that we've had so far. Those crowds just pile in. Obviously, some players that are hanging around after unfortunately getting knocked out, but people moving around between our venues, getting down to see all of the action as we get to the pointy end of these events.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate reality that not everyone can make it through to the finals. We do see some very good players sitting on the sidelines, along with some very good ones out here playing.
Nice shot there from Grant Catterick. Safely in the count, not adding to the target at all.
Not sure if it's quite going to come back from that high. Oops, just a touch quick. Actually got close to back to the centre line.
Interested to see whether Grant draws to add another here or tries to get back and cover those bowls.
Yeah, it's looking a bit ominous. 3 dangers at this stage.
Looks to be dead draw weight again. If he can sit that blue bowl across the line, he's round it. Well, that makes it hard to get the jack through.
Hopper.
Forget everything we said. Big red. Andrew McFarlane with another bomb on the rink next door to us. Some noise coming through. Plenty of Mitcham support in the background here for that combination. Steve Webber looks to have corrected his weight relatively.
Just a touch shy, perhaps.
3 down here and not a great look at it.
Could even be 4. What does Grant do? I think that option that you mentioned before could come into play here. He's on the trot after it is Grant Catterick.
Let's wait to add another. If you can fill that hole between the green and blue, that would provide a great blocker and protection from any weight through that area. That forces Steve Webber to draw to cut down now. Finton's indicated 4 feet on his last. It's not great body language from Steve off the mat.
No, just got Finn right in the road of the camera. Not used to being on the live stream as Finn, so we'll cut him a little bit of slack just there, but the bowl finished well out of play. So let's work out, is this 2, 3 or 4? Certainly 3, they peeled the first 3 out. Finn just trying a little bargaining there, but Aiden's saying, no, I think I'll put a tape on it. John Roberts is confident this one's 4. He has a very good eye. It is 4, not often wrong. It's Johnny Roberts, our ITO paddler in this match. 4 more to the Grant Catterick combination. Played 7 ends in this 15-end match. And they have hit the lead, a 9-7. Nice to hear from our good friend Anthony Collier in the Facebook comments. He's watching his old friend Finn from Box Hill days while cooking some tandoori chicken. Well, what time should we come over, Anthony? That sounds quite nice.
We'll be there in 2 hours.
Yeah. Pretty much full length here. Matt's in just slightly from the tee. Jack on the tee.
It's pretty close to what they've been playing throughout. The mat might have gone a yard or so further up, but they've been erring to this longer side throughout so far.
Don't forget to get your entries in for the Novice Carnival and the Over 60 State Carnival. Head to the Bowls Vic website for details on how to enter. Lovely weight control from Aiden ZITTERSTEIJN.
Quick around the grounds from what we can see here. Ashley Beckwith trails Andrew McFarland 1-10 after 6 ends. The Luke Hoskins Thor Shannon game is tied at 7 apiece after 7 ends.
All the 7s.
And Brett Marnie leads the boys from Meetung 7-2 after 6.
This is quarterfinal action of the Hensel Victorian Open men's pairs.
Now those games are being live scored for the quarterfinal stage, so you can keep track of those on the Bowls Now app or through the results portal on Bowls Link.
Good follow up from Aiden ZITTERSTEIJN. Now being ribbed in the comments by Marcus Hadley in the Facebook comments. Impressive attempt. We won 2 out of 3 yesterday, but I did have a very good day with my friend Smirchy. Not a bad second shot there from Finn.
Certainly gives himself something to play to there.
Yeah, good leading from Aiden. Something behind. Got the shot. Can't argue with that.
Finn able to play with confidence here, sit the bowl, trail the jack. Set up nicely by that bowl of his that's 15 inches behind. Maybe not even that far. Needs to finish. Oh, he'll be frustrated with that one.
Yeah, good effort, but no change. Good afternoon to Braden Chu, watching us on YouTube from Cowra in New South Wales. Ryan Chapman in the Facebook saying, great to see another Kiwi helping out Clayton.
Sammy was running through the resume of Aiden before with his bronze medal in the 2018 Com Games for the Cook Islands. Represented them again at the 2022 Com Games in the triples and fours, I believe he said.
Very handy resume.
Better than both of ours combined, that can be.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to trouble the scorers too much there. How good is the Vic Open? You can even have a chump like me playing and go out and have a great day yesterday. And you can have people who are winning games winning medals at Commonwealth Games playing in the same event. There's not many sports where that can occur. That's why bowls is the best sport you can play.
It's just changed the vision of it a little bit. Used to be a nice and clear look at that blue bowl, and now he's only got the edge of it to see. Trying to turn that blue through the jack. Obviously Fitton's yellow bowl there to catch. That yellow bowl happens to be a Dreamline XG made by Henselite, major supporter of this Victorian Open.
Just cutting the line slightly. Steve Wimmer.
Probably not an issue with the line so much as the weight there. If he's got another yard of weight, he probably gets around that yellow and lands that blue. Bit of a coverage bowl there from Grant Catterick. That's the direction it's going if Steve Webber can make contact. He's looking interested. He's just going to turn away again. Much better weight than his last bowl though. And another catcher by the fact that he's covered that bowl of Grant's. Shot hasn't changed. Steve Weaver's played a similar line on the last two bowls. Can he get out there and miss on that wider side? Of course, with only 4 games left in the venue here today, you hear the claps and the cheers a little bit louder from each of those good bowls played across the green.
It's not a bad bowl here too. He's corrected.
Is he going to hold to the bowl to sit it down? Very good effort, just not quite enough weight to spring that jack all the way back.
Just caught the edge of the yellow bowl, perhaps took a little bit of pepper off.
Another one to the ZITTERSTEIJN and Catterick combination. We're sitting at 10-7 after 8 ends.
Just a single that time. There's been some big scores. We've had a 4, a couple of 3s, a couple of 2s. Similar length end. You're a cheeky monkey, Bradley Orr, in the Facebook comments just asked if JTB banned. Well, yes, as a result of the complaint that you sent in. JT giving this Vic Open a miss. We see a huge cheer. The match a few rinks over. That's between the Luke Hoskin and Torridale Shannon. Lukey Hoskin trailing 8-10, 9 ends gone there.
Luke playing with Corey Davey from Melton in that pairing. It's a rare one that you see that, a singular Davey. There's plenty of Davies out there, but a Corey Davey.
Judy Davey.
Yes, good shout.
Very, very handy.
It is the IE spelling though, which is the difference on that.
Well, he's wrong then.
Apostrophe S.
Vicky Pickett saying in the YouTube comments that she's got John registered for his last novice. So novice, for those who haven't played one before, is the best under 3-year bowler. So you can play in those for your first 3 years before you move out of the novice category. Good bit of prize money in the novice as well. A great chance to meet new people.
Massive event last year, running it as the carnival format for the first time.
Yeah, a bit bigger and better this year, thanks to the support of the City of Greater Shepparton. As is the Vic Open. Serious increase in entries this year, which means we've added this 4:45 time slot to each of our knockout days. And the singles entry is so high we've had to put an extra round in the singles. So players for singles, the men's will play their 3 sectional matches, and then we'll have 1 knockout match on that first evening.
4:45, get back to the club.
It's about perfect
on
timing,
the
isn't it?
TV. If you're at home making dinner, pull the iPad up alongside while you're waiting for water to boil.
What more could you want? You could want to be able to bowl like Grant Catterick.
It's a good bowl, but it has widened that target a little bit. A couple of things there to use now for Steve Webber.
Move forward wanting an update on the Middle Park players. They're leading 10-1.
Down 10-1.
They're down 10-1 as I read the scoreboard around the right way. So having a bit of a struggle, 6 ends in.
Marley's dad with 3 bowls all over the jack again. He's no longer known as Nigel Malcolm. He is only known as Marley's dad.
That's what we do.
She's earned that right to be the most important name in that family.
That's right. All these matches being live scored. You can follow along end by end on BowlsLink.
Grant Catterick on the draw again. It's been something we've been talking about, Tone. Plays in this game using the inside of the green far more than we've seen throughout the rest of this competition so far.
Yeah, I completely guessing at a percentage, but it'd be 75-80% have been ditch hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
This seems to be, well, it's quite flipped on its head, but close to it.
And understand that if it's the trying to play shots on the other hand, and that's where it's available. But with 2 or 4 very draw-based players, to see them choosing that side that hasn't necessarily been as well rewarded on the draw has been an interesting change.
Particularly both Aiden and Grant have really elected to play that side.
And Steve's religiously been there. Finton's religiously been there too, unless forced to change by any traffic or opportunities.
So holding a couple.
Still plenty of ends in the game, but it's sitting 3 at the moment and 4 here while 3 down on the board would certainly put the pressure on the Heathmont boys to start doing some chasing.
Steve's going to come down and just have a look before the last bowl of this 9th end. 2 and a measure is the signal from our ITO Johnny Roberts. Of course, life member of Bowls Victoria. It's been a stellar servant to the game at club, region, district, state, national, international, every level you can possibly think of. Helps to educate new umpires into the game. Of course, volunteers his time to officiate at all events across his region, state, national, and even international matches. Been to Commonwealth Games, World titles, the whole lot. There's our Johnny Roberts. Very lucky to have him.
Hottito. John Roberts is hot to go.
Jimmy Toll saying, come on the Monsters. I know he's saying Monsters, but I'm going to say Monsters. Referring to the Heathmont combination. Steve Webber on the mat now.
It's a good thing, and it's really important to have that level of focus, but it does amuse me every time that we pan the camera to Steve Webber on the mat. Those eyes are absolutely steely locked on his target. The face doesn't move. Oh, he's let them off there.
A touch short. We'll find out. This call was 2 and a measure, so it must be close.
On the camera, it looks like 3.
Well, I'll say it's 2, just so you and I have got something to argue about over dinner. We're going for a tandoori chicken at Anthony Collier's house. Still waiting for the invite, but I'm sure we'll get it.
3 it is.
Okay, you were correct. It's a strong pickup. They really have had a real good fist of it the last 4 ends. Picking up a 1, a 4, a 1, and now a 3. Now leading by 6 shots, 13-7, 9 ends gone.
Important for Heathmont to swing the momentum here. See if they can make a change with possession of the mat. But obviously got to win that in first.
Well, this jack's got to stop.
Oh, nearly would have been the let-off they could have been looking for there. Pot the
Well
jack,
played.
change the length.
Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN, if you've just joined us, this is quarterfinal action of the Henselite Victorian Open for 2025. Men's pairs, 13-7 the lead to ZITTERSTEIJN and CATTERICK, representing the Clayton Bowls Club. 2 1/4 hour time limits, 15 ends. It's 3 bowl pairs. A lot of fun and a lot of talent across this rink. Of course, all brought to you on BVTV, thanks to the generous support of Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club.
Finton with a decent starter there, but just not going to drop in time to get inside that blue.
Devastating news in the Facebook comments. Anthony Collier's eaten all our tandoori chicken. We're going to have to find somewhere else for dinner.
Plenty of options through Traralgon though.
You're not wrong. We will find somewhere.
Obviously had the mayor on earlier today talking about the great economic benefit that the Vic Open provides for Traralgon and surrounding areas. Event supported by Latrobe City Council and Destination Gippsland.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. Worth millions to the local economy. We'll fill up every hotel, restaurant, club, bar. Everybody has a great time while here. Good second shot from Finn McLOUGHLin. He's been under the pump a bit. Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN really tuning up the dial over these last half dozen ends. Coming in with a bit of speed here, gets the jack back.
Positive change.
Holding a couple.
Saying that, a nice little port. Right on cue. Steve Webber says you're looking down the port. And the shot bowl, catch the edge and run through jack. It's all there in front of him to play on that forehand side. Looks a good line out of the hand. Needs to hold with that weight just a little bit longer to land the shot bowl and stay. Can he get jack clean? Wow.
Great shot.
Trails it, lands on top of it.
They're about a foot in between jack and bowl in the ditch.
Great replay here from Josh. I didn't think he was going to get that clean through there. It looked for all money like it was going to be catching the edge of a bowl on the way.
Well played.
But with Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN having trailed the jack with his last bowl, they do have a toucher on that line that can be turned inside where Finton's bowl sits on the ditch. As you look at it now, you can see the red marker above the L on the Traralgon Bowls Club sign, the white marker on the T of Traralgon for the Jack.
Catterick, Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN just working through what the best option is.
Looking to draw it initially.
While they work that out, some scores from across the green. So over on the far rink, we've got Kieran Casey skipping for the me-tongue combination up against Brett Marnie. Brett Marnie leading 8-5. They've played 8 ends. Torridale Shannon up against Luke Hoskin. Shannon leading 12-8 after 11 ends. And the rink next door. So watch this bowl come in from Grant Catterick.
Trying to land that toucher. He is not far away from it at all. Has gotten it sideways. Oh, that's not the toucher. Toucher must be the second of the two in line.
The ditch,
Saying that, he's landed and run through to quite a handy position himself for a very good second.
Correct.
It's going to be hard for Steve Webber to outdraw that one. But a bowler of his capability.
So the rink next door, Ash Beckwith is up against Andrew McFarlane. They've just stood in front of the scoreboard. I think it's 2-12 to 11, maybe. 2 to Beckwith and 11 to McFarlane. They played 8 ends there. Of course, the rink we're showing you the pictures of. 13-7 lead to Grant Catterick over Steve Webber.
Certainly the of track that he needs to get back and beat that black bowl, but
speed was pretty good.
It's another deceptive one out there. We've talked about it all week long. You get close to that ditch side, you can be within 18 inches of it, or you can be within 3 feet, and everything will get back to the centre line. And it can be hard to draw off centre there because of how much it rips back the wider you get. So you're trying to draw 2 feet wide of the centre line at the moment to the ditch. A part of the green that won't have been explored by any of the players in this game so far.
Good effort from Grant Catterick. He's just run into the front bowl, was trying to get that toucher through into the ditch. Wasn't far away at all. So let's see if this is an example of what you're talking about, Glenn. Finn's trying to provide a foot, a bit of a guide as to where to get to.
Yeah, nice and close to that ditch there. Is he going to slow down in time because it's one there?
I think the weight's okay.
Wonderful track. What a bowl.
Well played. Holding a couple now.
Grant Catterick looking to get second shot. Knows that if he sits that green bowl in and stays, he'll be able to do that. There, 2 down. Also goes nice and close to that ditch wall.
If it stops, it's very, very good. Oh, just in. What a great effort.
Steve
Grant
Webber
Catterick
with a free hit at the third now. Can he add it and tighten this back up to a 3-shot margin with 5 ends to play?
Obviously looking to repeat his last bowl.
Looks to be a similar line. Might just be carrying a touch of...
I don't mind the pace. It's just...
Can he get there? Oh, done it again.
That is 2 magnificent
Brilliant
bowls.
consistency.
Well played.
3 shots. Now we'll
Steve
see
Webber.
if there's a change in length or tactics from the Heathmont boys here. Steve Webber saying to Finton, you pick it.
Well, they'd lost the last 4 ends in a row, 5 out of the last 6. Great opportunity for them to change it up. And Finn has brought the mat up. Jack's still going to a similar length, but decent enough change.
Looking about 5 yards shorter than the previous few ends. For Rodney O'Shaughnessy in the YouTube comments, I believe that the expiration date is 10 years between leaving the game and coming back, but we'll do our best to confirm that for you. So that means no affiliation within the previous 10 years since you last played. Changing length. Both leads sorting out the weight straight away though. One a bowl past, one a bowl and a half low. And Fenton with a reasonable follow-up, just a mat length shy. Aiden with a good miss in the end there. Didn't want to get Finn's bowl on a run.
Yeah, pretty good leading.
Asking the question of Grant Catterick if you still think it's there. Asking if you can see it on the other hand. There's a nice little trail there. If he's a little bit narrow, sits the shot bowl. Options are plenty. It's a lovely pace, uses the shoulder of his own bowl to get down to Jack. Unfortunate to nudge it over to the previous shot bowl of Fenton McLOUGHLIN.
Opportunities for both sides here.
With the shot that you'd anticipate Grant Catterick's going to play, I would think that Steve Webber will probably be playing that forehand side, trying to break up the three blue bowls. So Grant's got a nice shot there to sit the yellow or trail the Jack into a pack of their own.
Certainly does.
Saying that, he's playing the backhand inside part of the green. Might want to just play the shot before the opposition. Turn their shot bowl over, trail it himself.
Evening, Brendan. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on BVTV. Last bowl of Steve Webber. He's got an annoying spot, so Grant Catterick's coming back to the ditch side.
People in the comments talking about the Mitcham boys having the lead after checking scores on the Bowls Now Up or results portal. Wondering whether Marley's getting worried about whether she's going to be knocked off as the best bowler in the family. Not a chance. Still known as Marley's dad. If he wins the thing, we'll think about calling him Nigel again, but until then.
What's Catters done here? It's just going to find the gap.
Forced on the hand change there by Steve's bowl, falling shy on that draw line.
Kudos to the Meetung pairing playing against Tyson Cromie and Brett Marnie. Brett Marnie this morning won 22-2. And I mean, no disrespect to anybody that they played against, but they've just been a red hot form. They then won 21-6. And they then won 22-9. And the Meetung pairing of Attila Soffren and Kieran Casey currently taking it right up to them. 8-6 is the lead to Cromie and Marnie. Looks like a ripping effort from the Meetung boys.
Steve, we were trying to play a position ball as called by Fenton here. Doesn't quite break up the opposition bowls as he'd have hoped, but it's not going to hurt things. And Catterick with a shot here on the forehand where he can turn the blue through the jack and possibly pop the yellow, or if he's underneath the blue, can get that yellow bowl clean. Of course, jack moving backwards is very favourable for the Clayton pairing. Grant Catterick calling for it to clear the front. He's got the shot bowl and splatters the jack out nicely. Probably done enough foot. Another foot would have been beautiful, he tells us.
Just go down and move it.
It's not like there's an ITO watching or anything.
Grant Catterick right in front of the commentary just turns to us and says, another foot would have been beautiful.
Going straight to the umpire. A few bowls on unusual angles, and I think they're going to be asking for the chocks as much as anything. A tricky little measure in there to work out how it's all lying. From the angle that you can see right now between the players, the blue looks to be shot. It'll be a measure between the yellow and black.
Tigers.
But not game.
Johnny Roberts favours 1-2 Grant Catterick. We will see. And that, of course, is none other than Bobby Carlson coming out for the umpiring duties. Also a life member, Bowls Victoria.
And another one of our HOTT ITOs.
They've done a power of work across all levels. Okay, so Grant Catterick saying they're both in. So this one will be interesting to find out.
Yeah, I think we know that.
There we go, Grant Catterick standing right in front
what
of
an angle there that is.
Just trying to see the umpires do their job, Catters. Come on, mate.
Oh, let's
Really
just
doesn't-
block off the laser even more.
Really doesn't want us to see this measured. Here we go. We've got some room. We just managed to get a hold of them. Here we go. Now we can see what's happening here. So it's a 3-bowl measure. There's 2 in there for the Catterick-ZITTERSTEIJN combination. Could be 1 away, could be 1 to them, or it could be 2 to them. This one is close.
I'm fairly confident that the blue bowl is in. It's a matter of whether the black beats the yellow or not.
Well, Bobby Carlson's got the laser.
Pew pew. Turns out the black.
Johnny Roberts was correct. We should never doubt that man.
And with that, Tony, I'm out of here to welcome you back to everyone's favourite, Sam Rogers.
Well, we'll go with that. Thank you very much, Glenn. We appreciate your time. And great opportunity for a little regroup. The Hayden ZITTERSTEIJN very interested in the result. Very interested in
What's
the
going
result
on?
Of the laser.
Score
here we
dispute?
go.
Laser
No,
dispute?
not at all. I think he was just looking at just how close it was.
Oh, they don't have those lasers in the Cook Islands, do they? Maybe they do. Yeah, score dispute. We've got it wrong.
Really?
Yeah. Watch this.
It was. There you go. So it was called 1, and now people just stamp their feet and they get 2. So there you go, 15-10 now.
We should have tried that.
The score, yes. Might have got through our section, Sammy. Well, you did get through your section, but of course Sammy played in the mixed pairs with
I
the
don't
great
think Catters is
Newcastle.
unhappy with that.
No, well,
No, well, he's
Catters was over here saying
unhappy.
he thought it was 2.
What's he so angry about?
I'm not too
He's
sure.
got a 5-shot lead in the quarterfinal of the Vic Open with 4 ends to play.
And life is pretty good.
Grrr. Mondays.
It
It's
works
actually
today.
Monday. Yes.
Here we go. Aiden ZITTERSTEIN back to the familiar non-ditch hand. The side that doesn't quite turn as far. He's been in very good form, Sammy, as I'm sure you would have been watching along.
Yes, I've heard whispers throughout the day that he has been on fire across all games.
Yeah, going very, very well. So just a quick update on scores. The match of the Meetung boys. We just
Interesting
mentioned before,
development.
They've now levelled it up at 8 apiece. So that is a tantalising match.
Just watched
Over
a few
there.
ends, just pitches slightly off. Tosh leading okay. And yeah, the Meetung boys are up for the fight.
It
Square
is.
with 5 to go.
Kieran Casey skipping for the Meetung team up against Brett Marnie. 8 all. As Sammy says, 5 ends to play. Torridale Shannon skipped away with a bit of a lead. 16-9 over Luke Hoskin. And just next door, slight comeback for the Middle Park Chargers. Ash Beckwith trailing at 5-11.
Well, they've given themselves a chance and are holding 1 or 2 on this end as well.
It's to Mitchum's McFarlane. Starting to get towards the closing stages of these quarterfinals.
Fair go. Shot.
Lovely, just a little touch. All these scores being brought to you end by end in Bowls Link, so you can follow along. With any match you choose from quarterfinals onwards. Aiden ZITTERSTEIN will be looking to make contact with the shot bowl and spring the jack back. Will it get down? It just slides on by. A good effort nonetheless. This is Finn McLOUGHLIN on the mat. You're looking to get something beyond the shot bowl. Unfortunately, he's a touch high. Maybe only just short of the jack. Thank you very much, Trevor James, for your very kind comments in the YouTube chat. We really appreciate the BVTV stream. We're very lucky to have some very good commentators. Not me, I just pinch hit when nobody else wants to do the job.
How'd your teleconference go? Was it really good?
Got to say, it wasn't. Can't say too much more, unfortunately. But,
Okay.
wasn't ideal, put it that way.
Oh, he doesn't love out of the hand Catters, but could have drawn a back knocker and he'd have that reaction, I reckon.
Yeah, correct.
Not far away.
I always,
Just have to wait. Nope. Good
I
track.
always find Catters very interesting to watch. You get a
Unique style, but
Yeah.
effective.
real variation of reactions from him. Rarely do they correspond with what the bowl does.
Having a chat with JR. Even in these Mornington Peninsula days, Catters was always featuring in state champs weeks, etc.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Very good draw bowler. I reckon he had a big success over in New Zealand. Might have been a runner-up in a New Zealand Open, or maybe even won one or something back in the day.
Stevie Webber underneath promotes the last, still holding 1. And Catters now needs to sort of play underneath to open this one up.
Healthy crowd making a lot of noise.
It's good.
Just what we want to see. Catter's done here just a touch wide, so no change. More noise from the players than the crowd on that occasion. Yeah, I think you and I have just read the same comment, same time. Thank you very much, Unch.
And they're just looking for some coverage, so they hold one.
YouTube comment from Unch saying Catters has got some Peter Garrett mannerisms.
One down, not bad here, but you can see he's bringing the jack as Aiden bowls away. What weight, what hand. Any contact with the right speed and they score.
Would you flip to the other hand, Sam, or you think stay with the ditch hand?
He's already had 2 goes. There's a couple angles potentially to work off. So the way the bowl's lined up, it doesn't really matter as long as you make the contact with the right pace, and there are a chance. Stevie Weber, of course, has the last bowl.
Sticking with the ditch side.
Far away.
He likes
How
it.
far is the jack spring?
Oh, well, there was a lot of speed, which means that jack really, really did spit.
Well,
So
you
it's
can't,
come off the
you
ZITTERSTEIJN
can't see
bowl.
just out of screen as Catter's one all the way past. And one blue indicates Vinton McLoughlin's bowl's holding shot.
Yep, correct. So it just hasn't quite gone far enough, but it bounced off the ZITTERSTEIJN bowl that's on the right of screen now and just didn't quite make it all the way back. So currently 1 down. Weber still with 1 bowl to come.
Best chances on the backhand underneath Hayden's here, I think. Can't score on the forehand. Just won't turn enough. If the green's not in already.
Is there any
It's hard to miss
way
that.
of getting back and sitting the CATTERICK bowl out? And with that speed, he won't get back that far. Could be worth 2 or 3. if
No,
he
he's
can
right.
stay.
On the, if he plays backhand, he's got options. He's lined up forehand, though. I'm worried about backhand. Maybe he's just concerned if he touches the jack, then he's down, but he comes up with forehand, so holding 1 and much needed and to win, and they won't change anything.
Nope, I'll take the 1.
Stay alive, still 3 ends to play. 4-shot lead.
Three ends left to the Henselite. Victorian Open quarterfinal action for men's pairs. Tyson Cromie and Brett Marnie have picked up a couple of shots against Kieran Casey, the Me-Tung pairing. 11 ends gone, 10-8 the way of Pidge, Brett Marnie. Torridale Shannon 17-9 over Luke Hoskin. Every chance they're on their last end. 13 ends gone, but currently 8 shots the margin, only 6 shots on offer. Rink next door, Andrew McFarlane for Mitchin leading 11-7 over Ash Beckwith. Played 11 ends there.
It's tight and right up, hasn't it? Fitchy leading off with 3 bowls right in the zone. And what is that there? 12th end. The winner of the stream game will play them. Fair bit of noise. What's going on here this evening?
It is good fun.
Has Pidge got sunnies on?
Brett Marnie has brought out the sunnies.
Pidge has got sunnies on.
Not sure what's going on there. Bit glary, you think? Could be.
Brilliant.
He's a cool cat. There are a number of players wearing hats, so it does tally, but don't know why he wouldn't just put his hat on. And again, he is Pidge. That's why we love him. Well, no one really too close to it this time. Still plenty of opportunities this end. Still some room for Aiden ZITTERSTEIJN here.
Yeah, almost must-win end, you feel, for the Heathmont boys. Don't want to go more than 4 down into the last 2 ends.
Really does seem like a lot of fun being had up there on the balcony. And nice to see Mick Booth, the YouTube comments, saying the best part of the commentary is that from current players, like AFL and such. A lot of passion for the sport, there certainly is. Not only passionate about the sport, we're passionate about some good matches, some high standard of bowls, and we get to see all that here at the Vic Open. So Steve Webber now getting to the mat. Still plenty of room. Leeds battle's been very good this match. No clear winner this end.
No real pace here either. It's sneaking as far as it can.
About 3 feet short. So. 3 bowl pairs, of course, so he's got a couple more to correct. As Grant Catterick makes his way down to the mat.
That's right. Andrew McFarlane, a couple down the ring next door. Nice bowl, looking to draw the shot, has gone through. And looks like it'll be another end one to the middle park pit. Fitzy off to grab the mat. In fact, it might have been a couple. Big time momentum swing in that one. Back to 2 the diff with 3 to play. Oh, the skip's able to impact the head with this one in their first bowl. Stevie Webber, the extra foot with a clear run is all good. And there's more of a chance.
Yeah, nice bowl.
Shot
Added
bowl
those
comes in.
3
That's
feet.
nicely played.
Grant Catterick quite quick on the mat. It's not a bad result, is it, Simi? Going to get down. Oh, it's just going to slide on past. What a great effort. We shake hands on the Torridale Shannon Luke Hoskin rink. We'll give you those scores shortly.
Half a go again, beats the back yellows, close to counting. Sits and flops in. Well, here we go.
It's getting very interesting.
Catter's at least a couple light.
Grant Catterick going to come down and have a look. This is an important stage of this match. Down a couple. They do hold 4-shot lead, but down a couple on the head. Can confirm Dean Curran and Torridale Shannon are through to a semi-final of the 2025 Hence Light Victorian Open. They've accounted for Luke Hoskin. There's lead Corey Davey. It was a match that had the crowd up in raptures at several times. And Grant Catterick back to the mat.
Seen a few times, a few players try and change overhand late just to try and draw as close as they can if they needed to cut out a number. When you do it on this side, it's just to find harder to find the track. Played a bit of an in-between shot. They'll take 2 out. This is close for a third, isn't it?
Well, the signal from Johnny Roberts was just 2, but I'm going to put a tape on it. Confirm for sure. Two it is. 13 ends gone of our 15 end match. 2 shots the difference. Anyone's ball games, Samuel.
And Tyson Pitcher picked up a 1, so a 3-shot lead, 3 to play. And in the other quarterfinal still being played, as we said, 11-9 the lead now. Nigel Malcolm and Andrew McFarlane. I reckon they've led by as much as, without looking at the live scoring, 7 or 8 shots. It might have been 9-0 actually at one stage.
There's not much you don't know.
Big
So
turnaround.
it was 9-0. That is 100% correct. So they led by 9. The Middle Park boys have won the last 4 ends on the trot. 2 a 1 and then successive 2s. So 7 shots going the way of the Middle Park boys. And that one's getting very close.
Good start. Yeah, falls down as well. Can't believe both leads have stuck on this hand the whole game.
It's been almost the polar opposite to other matches this week.
Usually we've seen people who have jumped on after the first few ends that either haven't got the word from other bowlers or people watching. Had a few ends and then decided and worked it out that the other side's the easier of the two. Just to find a more consistent draw line.
Second bowl from Aiden ZITTERSTEIJN, just a touch shy. Represented the Cook Islands Commonwealth Games. Something around the back will be handy.
The big red trail the jack and slices out to the side, goes from 1 down to, looks like 1 up.
He's taken the sunnies off now, so
Only glare going back towards the crowd.
could well be.
Maybe he's blocking out the haters. Who knows?
He's holding a few shots, so shouldn't be any haters now.
Yeah, good effort. Draws back to the tee. Good home for it. Catters once again required to draw in, continue to build the head for his team.
Just joined us, this is quarter-final action. The Henslight Victorian Open for 2025. Nice close match, couple ends to go. Grant Catterick on the mat has the lead by 2.
It's the inside of the yellow now. Gets it. Oh, it's a all the way back down to the centre and falls back in. Looks good for 2.
Steve Webber looking to draw this off.
Wow, I
Take the
think there's a
jack
chance
back.
for the jack here, Tone. She get it all the way in the middle. Oh,
Bellies
Stevie Webber,
it.
big time trail. All the way through for at least a couple. 2 down and 2 up by the looks of it. Yep.
Catter's just querying whether it's 2 or 3 down.
Good look at it there. I still think it's a forehand draw. Get right out to the
left-hander's
ditch.
forehand.
Yeah, left-hander's forehand.
Don't know why I question you. Of course you knew that. Scores across the green. Brett Marnie leading 11-8 after 12. And Andrew McFarlane leading 11-9 after 12. A couple of very close matches. Jump onto Bowls Link. You can follow end by end scores. Catter's having a bit of a run here.
What's he doing here, Tone? It's a wild hot shot.
I'm actually not questioning Catters at all because he could bowl the house down whenever he likes, but I really don't know
What an
shot he was
interesting
throwing
shot that
there.
was. He was really looking for both bowls. Gets the front green on the tee and tries to get back to the other one for 2, but low percentages.
I don't think any of Zitter's bowls are touches. So.
Stevie Webber, a chance now to draw for 3 to retake the lead all of a sudden.
Put even more pressure on Grant Catterick. Surely he doesn't just go the jack again.
All down to speed now. Wow, this
well
is a fair
played.
attempt.
Well played.
He's got to draw this. It has to be a forehand draw.
I think so.
Even if he
just
gets,
to cut it
even
down.
if he gets third shot, he's not the worst. Just there, yes.
Really made this one interesting. Grant Catterick trudges back to the mat end now. Brett Marnie picks up another shot. His match against Kieran Casey now leading 12-8 after 13. Grant Catterick on the mat. Back to draw weight.
Okay, line here.
Just got to stop.
Wants inside of this. Well, might have cut it back to 2. Oh, lucky in the end. Inside of that bowl, and he gets down for the shot. Alrighty. Sure to win.
No
Square.
chance of an extra end, Sammy. We've ruled that one out.
Neck minute.
Well, yes, I get it. Tied in. 2 bowls. Yes.
Hope it happens.
Not going to happen. There's going to be a winner. 15 all, 14 ends gone.
Big winner. Last bowl wins.
Halving
last bowl in this situation is key, I reckon.
Well, I don't disagree with you, Sammy, but I'm going to go something different. I'm going to go ZITTERSTEIJN. He's going to put one straight on it with his second bowl. And that's going to last until the end.
Fairly handy opener, given the situation. It's just about a perfect time to start things off. 2 feet past on the line. Oh, Tony went far off.
I did say second bowl, so I'm still in it.
Glad I was listening then, wasn't it?
Yep. Pay attention. Tim was just asking how Ray Jansen went. They suffered defeat at the hands of Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN and Grant Catterick. 16-9 was their score. That's Tony Chevelle and Ray Jansen. A very good event. Mr. Graham Hay, I'm up for the brave predictions. Here we go. Second bowl for Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN. This is the one.
Don't mind this. Oh, Tone. You haven't. Look at the track. It's a good couple of openers. Covers up the jack for now.
Yeah, Finton's got the back couple. Still plenty of options for both sides.
Big red, the rink next door, 3 down to 1 up.
Yeah, and Brett Marnie trails the jack over on the far rink, so plenty happening here. This is the spot to be, Traralgon Bowls Club.
Fenton just not able to get down in time in the end. Giving everything a chance, but definitely favour the head right now for the Clayton boys, especially if Aiden can start moving now.
Yeah, sits it down.
Wait for Fint to move out of the way and then be able to see, yeah, so it gives him an idea. Stevie, whether he wants to play backhand and beats the last is enough for these shot. Open draw, other hand just needs to miss the front.
How's Warren Fair-Jones in the Facebook comments? Good coverage today, boys. Thanks, off to have a practice. You can't leave now. It's 15 all.
Nah, this is boring.
Stick around, Warren. We promise entertainment.
Love to get this on the first attempt.
It's not far away, Sammy.
All down to needing a clear road. He's have to wait to get there. No.
Just needed a bit more. And the Meetung boys are up and about. The skipper, Kieran Casey, playing a blinder over there.
Yeah, another one thereabouts. Doesn't really change or really improve the head for them, but I mean they're holding game, so what can you do? Caps either side of the shot bowl and jack.
Which is the shot bowl, Sammy? Is it the wing or is it the one in front?
I reckon it's the wing. It's just a fraction over. It's trying hard now. Oh, Tone's not a fair attempt. Is that 1 or 2?
1 was the signal. I'm going to say the front one's the shot bowl, just so my prediction can be somewhat correct. Probably wrong, but yeah, certainly still rooms. There's Trevor James, YouTube comments.
It's actually 2. I wonder if the yeah, he might be what the front bowl was closer for shot. What's Catter's got here?
Certainly not
Fair
sure.
pill. Fair pill.
Yeah, lovely bowl.
Oh, well played, Grant
Only
Catterick.
3.
That was good area.
The number is immaterial. The pressure now on Steve Webber. 3
Well,
down, match on the
yeah,
line.
Tough draw.
Todd Simmons in the Facebook comments saying go around the back. He does have last bowl. Grant Catterick, that is. Steve Webber needs to sit on that last bowl.
Yeah, he's not snagging the jack with that weight on that hand. I don't think, though, Tony. This is a cold draw.
Yep.
Just went awfully silent.
Here we go. Bowl underway.
Not a bad first part. Sherwin. Tony.
Very, very... Get out of the road, Fitton. Oh, he's just going to find a little gap. What a great effort, Steve Webber. And the Clayton boys are through to a semi-final of the Vic Open. We see on the replay this one had every chance to fall. But that is fantastic last end of bowls. It'll be a couple of shots to the Clayton boys and Aidan ZITTERSTEIJN, Grant Catterick. Very, very happy to be through to a semi-final. They had a real tough time in those last half dozen ends. Only picked up 2 of the 6, but have done enough to take a victory 17-15. Fantastic effort by all players. It was a really good match.
Yeah.
The Henselite Vic Open, we are just going to try and get some angles on the match next door.
Last end it is, Tone.
Just reaching the crescendo, 13 all. How can we say no?
4.
Wow.
Ash Beckwith is going to... Little slide off the front, was in the area and got up to the shot bowl where they were 1 down. It's turned into 4.
So just so people
all
are
square
aware,
last end as well.
these camera angles are just us moving over slightly, so it's not going to necessarily be the best angle to watch, but what we can tell you is it's very, very close and we're going to make it fun. So this is Adam Fitzgerald's blue bowl that'll come into shot shortly. He's leading up for Middle Park. Ash Beckwith is his skip.
Fitzwart. What a
Nice
shot.
little touch up.
What a shot.
His opposing lead is Nigel Malcolm from Mitcham Bowls Club. Marley's dad. The skipper is Andrew McFarlane.
Just unders. How many times have we seen it? Go chasing early in the end to try and get these shot. Don't need shot just yet. Fitzy, a good shot. It looks like it's sitting jack high from the angle we're on though. We'll have to try and change this first. All in the game.
$13 apiece, 14 ends gone. Nigel Malcolm with a white coloured bowl, or a light coloured bowl at least. Needs to remove the shot bowl.
Doesn't want to flick it in behind. Oh.
Well, that was a good miss in the end. As you say, Sammy didn't want to flatten that one out. Brett Marnie leading 14-9. It's the other of the quarterfinals, which is over on the far rink. And Tyson Cromie has just drawn 3 shots to within a foot on the last end there to heap some pressure.
So shot bowl just past jack high a fraction, so it can be there to be sat out without moving the jack.
This is Ash Beckwith using the orange bowl. It's just coming into shot now. Again, this match we've just joined on this closing end, so not our regular camera angles.
He doesn't want to fatten this one up. Side by side, that trail of the jacks in the bowl was still on either hand. Get them both, he's going to go bigger weight.
Here we go, going big weight, is Andrew McFarlane. Just missing to the side, takes one of his own bowls out.
It does, it flicks it across. I think it stays in bounds. One in the head now. What do you do if you're Ash? You don't imagine that stays the same. At the same time, you don't want to play the shot for him and slice the jack and be game down.
Or does the jack spit out to where that bowl just got moved to? Hard to tell on the pictures we've got.
Orange bowl's also just past the jack. Just played way to try and change his up tone. I think he's pretty good. Oh, changes some angles.
Yeah, gets one pass though. Not worse. So the Mitcham pairing just discussing their options here. Andrew McFarlane, the skipper, still got 2 bowls to come. Ash Beckwith with just 1. And Tyson Cromie and Brett Marnie shake hands, take the victory in the other quarter-final. They will play the winner of the match we're showing now. Fantastic game over there. Had the crowd on the edge of their seats.
Forehand runner, backhand draw. Way worse, unlucky, way worse. They're still down and doesn't have one to use. Jack high now. Gaps either side of the jack. So I think it's going to be a cold draw or trail a foot or so.
What's the protection shot for Ash Beckwith, Sammy?
I don't know if you go near that. Still room for the shot to be drawn, but less than a foot of room.
If you've just joined us, this is the Henselite Victorian Open for 2025. A quarter-final stage, last end, scores locked at 13 apiece. Winners of this will come back and play the semi-finals on the weekend. We move into triples action tomorrow morning. Last bowl from Ash Beckwith.
See with the forehand draw. Just want to touch the jack here. Okay, another one thereabouts. Doesn't get any closer to decreasing the room that the man known as Big Red has to draw the shot. Nigel Malcolm just having a close look as to how many he is potentially can go the pack, maybe. Or you just back yourself to draw the shot zone. Back him to draw this.
I think he has to. I'm just not sure whether he can actually use those 3 orange bowls or the white bowl behind his shot. So they're just looking at that now.
Draw the shot zone.
10-minute time limit approaching. Not that it matters, given we're on the last end.
All 3 can go, but there's the risk of their own going out the head with that. That's what Glenn says anyway, he's standing behind the rink, but we know he's got no idea, so maybe they can all go clean.
He's feverishly typing away, though. There's our mezzanine.
1 roll on middle orange would do it. Able to play backhand and sits the bowls underneath the jack. Also the same if he plays the forehand and is on the wide side and it's on the inside of the oranges. All right, couple options.
Not that it matters what I
Game
choose,
down.
but that'll be the shot I'd play, Sammy.
Forehand draw?
No, backhand onto the orange. It's a very good reason why I only ever get picked in a night pennant team, though. Andrew McFarlane choosing the forehand. Draw weight.
Tell you what, Tone, the Big Red. Oh. It's close. Oh, I don't
Nigel
know.
Malcolm says
He likes it.
He says he's got it. He's confident. The high five goes up and players will shake hands. What a terrific ending to that match. It was, of course, Nigel Malcolm leading for Andrew McFarlane. Come up against Adam Fitzgerald and Ash Beckwith. Adam Fitzgerald still wants to look at this. He doesn't want to resign to it, but he says, I really have to. Well, we're looking at it's not going to change. On a great last bowl from Big Red. Well played by him. Thank you very much for joining us on BVTV. Thanks, of course, to Josh for producing the show and all of our supporters that make the Vic Open possible. Of course, Hence a Light, naming partner of our event. The city of the Latrobe City Council, I should say, Destination Gippsland, Morwell Bowls Club, and of course, the home where we're at the moment, Traralgon Bowls Club. Sammy, thank you very much for your excellent commentary as always. You can
Nice one,
retire
Tone.
for the evening. We look forward to seeing you all next time on BVTV.
In the UK, there's a bowl for every surface for the Henselite product. Here overseas, I use the Tiger 2 and I use the Dreamline XG purely because I love the grip and the arc that the bowl takes, and that's what makes me one of the best players in the world.
The Traralgon Bowls Club. Amazing food for you and your family. Function rooms for celebrating with your friends. Corporate spaces for meetings and conferences. With special benefits for members, visit us today at the Traralgon Bowls Club. More than just a bowls club.
The Morwell Bowling Club is your place for fun and food. Come and try bowls and make new friends. Have coffee or bring the family for lunch or dinner. The Morwell Bowling Club. Visit us today on Hazelwood Road.
In the UK, there's a bowl for every